Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be demonstrating and showing you proper horn carriage that we use at Westlake, and I hope you find this video helpful. The next position of attention I'm going to show you is going to be at ease. Whenever we're at ease, we are fully paying attention to whatever the directors or the drum majors are telling us, and we hold at ease until someone says otherwise. So it's going to be a lot like set, where our upper body is going to still be strong and projecting, except our hands are going to be doing something different, so it's slightly more comfortable than standing at set. So the way we stand at ease is we make a C shape with our right hand, and we put it around our bell of the horn, and then we take our left hand and we wrap it around the wrist of the right hand. And you want to make sure you're not slouching over, because it just looks bad and it doesn't mean you're paying attention. And then you also don't want to be leaning back. It's going to be just like set, where everything's straight and balanced. So the next position of attention that I'm going to show you is going to be set. Now this is the position that we're going to be using most in our time in the marching band, so you're going to want to make sure this looks really good. So first, we're going to take our right hand, we're going to put our thumb next to the thumb guard, parallel, and it's going to be touching the guard of the F sharp key, which is this plating of metal right here. So it's going to be like that. Then we're going to make our hands curved, kind of like the C shape for at ease, and it's just going to lie next to the side keys on the right. Our left hand is going to have all our fingers touching the pearls as if we were playing the horn, and our thumb is going to be on the thumb rest. You're going to want to make sure your wrist is slightly at an angle so it's not awkward. It should feel really it shouldn't feel that bad. It should feel fairly comfortable. Now, when you're holding the horn, you're going to want to make sure that it's actually parallel to the ground. For me personally, it seems like this side of the horn is going down too much when it actually is parallel. So the best thing you can do is get in front of a mirror and make sure that it looks straight, even though it might not feel like that, and then get used to that feeling. Now you're also going to want to make sure that the neck strap is nice and taut when you're pushing out a bit. You don't want it to be pushing up, because that looks really weird, and you're not going to want it hanging down because that looks lazy. So the next position of attention that I'm going to be showing you is going to be horns up. So this is a position we're going to be using when we're playing, and you're going to want all your fingers to be on the keys as if you were playing saxophone, because you will be playing the saxophone, because it's the show music. Yeah, anyways, so you're going to want the horn to be parallel with the midline of your body, so it'd be like if you drew a line symmetrically, cut yourself in half, that's where your horn would be. And you're going to want to make sure that your bell is facing forward straight and not to the side, which it will naturally do. So you might have to move your neck a bit, so that way it's facing straight. And it's going to feel really uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it, and it doesn't impede your playing in any way. You're also going to want to make sure that your horn is parallel from a side view as well. So if someone were to look at you from the side, your horn would be parallel with your body at this angle as well. You're not going to want it facing down like this or facing up like that. It's just going to be parallel straight with your body. Next position of attention that I'm going to be showing you is going to be A-frame. So A-frame looks exactly like carry, except we're going to be moving our left hand down to the point where the neck and the horn meet and wrapping our hand around that. The horn's still going to be parallel to the ground, and you're still going to be pushing out the same as if you were at set or carry. So now I'm going to demonstrate moving from carry to horns up. This is the move that we're going to be using most in our show, so we're going to also want to make sure that this looks really good. Now, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be using the count structure 5, 6, ... So on the first dot, we're going to be initiating the movement. So if someone took a picture, it should look as if you were still at set or carry. Now, the last dot is when we're already at horns up. So everything in between that is what we have to get our horns from carry to horns up. And we want to make it look as snappy and even as possible. It should look like one solid movement. I'm now going to demonstrate the move from carry to horns up. 5, 6, ... Now, we're also going to be doing a horns down at some point. So it's basically just the reversal of this movement. The initiation is going to look the same as the horns up, and by the next count, we're going to want our horns down. So it's basically just a reversal of the movement, and you're going to want to make it look as snappy and even as well. I'm going to demonstrate it right now. 5, 6, ... When our horns do come down, we're going to want to make sure that we stay there until the directors or the drum majors tell us otherwise, either saying at ease or relax. Now, the move from carry to A-frame is going to be very simple. We're just going to be moving our left hand down to the A-frame position. So the horn move A-frame to horns up and vice versa is going to be very similar to carry, except we're going to have an extra movement at the end. So it's going to be just like carry, where the first dut we initiate and we move very evenly and snappy to the horns up, and we stop on the next count, except the count after we get to horns up, we're going to bring our hands down, and we call this hit. So it's going to look like this. 5, 6, up, lock, hit. Now, just like before we went from horns up to carry, it's going to be just a reversal of the horns up motion. So, once we stop playing, or we're going to horns down, we're going to go up first, and then we're going to bring it down. Now, it's going to kind of depend on what the count is during the actual show. I will clarify it then, but for now, just know that you go from playing, grab, down. Now, all the stuff I just showed you, you're going to want to practice in front of a mirror or video yourself. This is the best way to improve your posture and all these positions of attention. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions regarding the content in this video, just shoot me a text or phone call, and I'd be happy to answer you. And this also applies to music as well. The music this year is pretty challenging, so if you haven't started looking at it, I would very much recommend looking at it. It's on the Westlake Band Library website, westlakebandlibrary.weebly.com, password Westlake Band. And if you have any questions regarding that, or anything in general, you just want to talk, I'll be happy to talk to you or answer your questions.